I can't do things on my own, and I can't get around on my own.
I'm gonna lay down and I'll go ahead and get your breakfast and stuff ready for you.
Okay, good. Stress leads to eating. Eating leads to gaining weight. Weight leads to getting mad. Mad leads to getting more eating. And it's just a cycle. It's getting very bad. And I've got to get it stopped before it gets to where there's no coming back. I just felt how much I've changed over the last 20 years. It makes me sick in my stomach. I just can't believe that it's gotten this bad.
Fix me a good breakfast, huh?
Yes, ma'am. All right. Thank you. I feel like I'm trapped. I don't feel like I can break that trap on my own. Because I've got a bad habit ever since I was younger. When I get stressed, my comfort is food. My biological father was an alcoholic, but my mom was always there. My mother was a wonderful woman. My mom married my stepdad when I was 4. I mean, we were pretty close at first, and I called him Dad. Every Sunday we went to church. Well, in fact, him and I sang in church. He played the guitar and we sang. We would sing all kinds of songs, and our favorite one was Yo Rugged Cross. My mom loved that one. In fact, the day before she passed away was on Monday. I remember we went to church that Sunday. We sang for that day, but the next thing I know, my mom was gone. My stepdad, he started doing crimes, and he got caught and he went to prison. The world didn't seem right without my mother. After I buried my mom, I couldn't function. I kept getting more depressed, and the more depressed I got, the more I ate. And I just kept eating and eating and eating and eating. If I picked up something, I couldn't just lay it down without eating it all.
Go like really big this holiday season. Actual size, actual price. Actually won't be in stores long, so get it now. Oversized decor at undersized prices, only at Five Below.
I just didn't know what to do with myself. I figured if I just sat there, that I could just wither away and the Lord would take me and I could go be with my mom. But it didn't work that way. I was gaining the weight because I was eating more, because I was depressed, and it was a vicious cycle. After my mother passed, when I was 13 or 14, I weighed around 250. So that's when I realized I got to do something with my health. When I got into high school, I joined ROTC. And I was big, but I wasn't big. We were always marching with our uniforms and our rifles, and we would march and practice 3 and 4 hours a day in Texas heat. I would lose a lot of weight during that. When I would get up and have to put my uniform on and go to the ROTC, it was like I was going to my safe haven. We all hung out together. We'd go to football games after game parties. In fact, my fiance and I were in ROTC together. Russell was always the one that was there to make sure that I was okay and that I was safe. He always kept me right with him. He always protected me. But it wasn't mine and his time yet. Right out of high school, I married Jessie. I knew not to. I knew I shouldn't have. That's probably why I didn't go to be a doctor or a lawyer, because I did get married and ended up pregnant. That was Christopher. He lives in Arizona. Jesse, my son's dad. I'm not saying Jesse was a bad person. Jesse was a good person. I mean, he just had his demeanor. We were married for 7 years, and it was fun when we first got together. And then we divorced. When it ended, it didn't affect me at all, because I knew I shouldn't have done it. I just did it out of stupidity. I worked at a daycare center, and I could take my son with me. I worked there for 4 years. Enjoyed it. I was still big. I was around 250 pounds, but I stayed active all day long working around kids. Then I was at the auto shop, and I went to pick my car up, and Ray was there. Well, we started talking. He asked me out. I said, yeah. We knew each other from maybe 3 months and got married. And it lasted for 15 years. We had a good marriage. It didn't work out between him and I, because he decided he wanted to start sleeping around with my best friend of 22 years that liked to kill me, because I had no one in my life. So I don't talk to her no more. Him and her are married now. He was the one that meant the most to me. I had no one to go to, no one to turn to. And I sat in this apartment with the curtains closed, all the lights off, and ate and sat in the dark. Thank you, and that was really good, baby. You're welcome. Thank you. I could see my weight increasing. And then my depression got so bad that I ended up going on disability.
I got your medications. Alrighty, babe.
Social services sent a counselor to my house, but somehow she came up with a new plan. First, she got me to the point where I could stand and walk again. Before I knew it, she had me talking to going to my 20th reunion for ROTC.
I need to take it too.
My life changed in the most positive way possible, because Russell and I seen each other for the first time in probably about 15, 20 years. He said, hey, baby. And we sat there and talked for a while, and 3 months after we seen each other, we became a couple.
This one used 2 times.
Russell's he's big, but he's not heavy, and now he drives an 18-wheeler. I ride with him. Me and him just ride and talk and enjoy each other's company and hold hands and, I don't know, just sweetness. After 5 years together, he even took me on my first cruise. We went to Cozumel and Jamaica with my best friend Christy and her husband Jeremy. And at the end of the cruise, Russell looks at me and he says, do you love me? I said, you know I do. I said, you're the love of my life. He said, here, I want you to marry me. And I just started bawling. He put my ring on my finger.
When I first married, I didn't know what to make of her, because she was a little bit of a wild child back then, but I liked her. She was cute.
Russell and I are still happy, but when it comes to my weight, I have a real bad self-esteem when it comes to my weight. He has to keep reassuring me that nothing is wrong between us, because I'll sit and wonder, well, I wonder who he's with now. I wonder what girl he's got in his truck now. Then it leads to stress, and I'll eat and eat and eat, trying to satisfy all of my problems, but it never works. It don't make them go away, it just makes them bigger. Well, I've got to get this weight off of me. I can feel a physical and mental change in my body. Mental because I don't want to be this big, and physically because I just can't get up and do it for me to get the weight off. Baby, you're home. You look tired. Oh, oh, I ain't going to. I'm going to give you kisses
Damn.
and hugs.
What the fuck?
What you want for dinner, my love?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I asked you first. Nene, we can get Nene to cook us some good pork chops on the grill.
There you go. It's a lot of pork chops.
Yeah.
Woo!
How do you sleep at night?
Mattress for mattress. So I sleep.
It's our best doorbuster ever. Get a mattress and pillow for just $89.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night.
I cut a lot of food, cook a whole bunch on the grill, and help out. Try to do what I can. Her knees are getting to where she can't hardly walk around anymore because of her weight. Go ahead.
Biggest thing that motivates me to lose weight is I want to get back in the truck with Russell. It breaks my heart that I can't go out and do things with my grandkids and great-grandkids. Everything that I do with them has to be done at home because I don't have the strength or stamina to go anywhere, and that's devastating to me.
When Mimi met Russell, Mimi's life changed. She was more happier. She was more willing to do a little more things. You know, she was willing to get up and go on dates and do things. She was less depressed. And then, let's start going out on the road. And then that's when all her problems started happening.
I'm really tired. I think I'm going to go to bed.
All right, we'll clean up.
All right, you got this.
Thank you, bud. I'll be a little bit of bed. Was all my heart issues. My time on earth was my family can be cut short at any time. I got you, babe. I want to see my great-grandkids at least make it to school. So I feel like it has been healthy. Knowing I'm not too far from dying. Oh.
He has her health issues and he needs to lose weight for she got to do things like she used to.
I pray for someone to save my life because it feels like my whole world is falling apart. I have so much to live for. I need help. Good night, baby. Love you.